I'm extremely hyped, you guys. Just returned from Baltimore, Maryland, doing amazing things. Thank you all who have supported the fact that Anthony, Lee, and I are now award-winning authors for our book, Real Estate 100, The Teen and Millennial Investment Blueprint. Be sure to check it out and support at realestate100.net. And again, Real Estate 100 is a real movement, you guys. This is a national growing movement. Our show, Ready, Set, Real Estate, if you're new to the show, is about featuring all aspects of the real estate industry. Phenomenal people doing amazing things. We get to talk about the flips, flops, booms, and busts, the raw and uncut of real estate. So I am so happy to introduce to you fellow colleague, friend, partner, Miss Shonelle Blake. And let me just give you a quick blurb about Shonelle before I bring her on. She actually holds her real estate license with Dwell California Real Estate and Investments out in Woodland Hills, California. She also holds her NMLS for loans, so she knows money. And she's previously held her licenses in life, health, disability insurance, property, and casualty insurance. So this is someone who is very versed in financial talk, success, and just have taken herself, her personal and professional life to another level. But here's what's really awesome about Shonelle is that with all the licenses, all her knowledge, she now pursues real estate full-time as an investor running her Airbnb business. She is definitely one to connect with, learn more about, and we are going to do that today. Oh my goodness. Please welcome Shonelle Blake to the show. Shonelle, how are you? Yes.
That was so good.
I am ecstatic.
I want to meet Shonelle.
Exactly. Oh, I am very happy to have you on this show because I actually get to share with you and the listening audience and the viewing audience that while in Baltimore, it was my first time using Airbnb, period.
Wow.
It was my first Airbnb experience. And I definitely want to thank the Airbnb host, Mika. She was amazing. And decor, style, hospitality, amenities. She set the bar, and I appreciate that. And yeah. I feel like I might not do hotels anymore. I was completely spoiled with the cute thoughtfulness of having a whiteboard in the room. And I'm all about planning and just making sure I was there to do the work I came to do and just be able to focus and be in a place of peace. And she afforded that space. So I get to learn more about from your side as a host, because I got to experience it as what do you call us? Tenant, renter type of?
Usually guests. We call you guest or traveler.
Traveler. There we go. We got to have an Airbnb vocabulary list. And we'll talk more about that as you share about what's coming soon with you. So please share with us. Where you're from and just a little bit so we get to know Shonelle.
Absolutely. First of all, thank you so much for having me. It's really a pleasure to be here. I'm excited to be speaking on this topic. I'm from the Bay Area, born and raised in Oakland, California, and between Oakland and Berkeley. I have my Cal Berkeley hat on.
Okay.
Santa Cruz. I have my Banana Slug Santa Cruz shirt on. Yes. That's where I got a degree in economics. So Bay Area all the way. I'm a mom of twins, Omar and Imani. My children just finished their first year of college, so I'm really proud of them. Yeah. And now I live in Inglewood, California. My license is held at a company in Woodland Hills, but I live right here in the good old wood. So that's me.
That is awesome. And definitely how timely to be in the wood, right? For those who are
Yes,
not familiar with what's happening with Inglewood, and I'm hearing people are now calling it I would.
I know, right?
This is
I would.
hilarious to me. I would. So it is a great time, yes. And as we're talking about location and running an Airbnb, because this is what we're coming in to talk about and focus on today, I'm ecstatic to actually do this because it's one thing to advocate home ownership, and this is a whole nother level of being able to monetize being a homeowner
Mm-hmm.
of multiple properties. And I want to just kind of go into talking about your start, your story in real estate. I mean, I know a snippet about mom being an agent and investor. So
Mm-hmm.
if you'd share with us just your journey, was it something always like easy for you to say, I know I'm going to do that? Or how did that come about?
No, actually, I never decided that I was going to be a real estate investor. That was never quite the dream. I wanted to be two things as a child. I wanted to be an actress and I wanted to be a businesswoman. So I knew that both of those would come into play sometime in my life. So I've had a lot of fun as an actress. I've done commercials, I've done films, I've done stand-up comedy. I love being able to have an outlet for that creative side of me. But my mother was a real estate agent growing up. So my mother never taught me the business.
Mm,
Um, but my mom actually owned quite a few residential units in the city of Berkeley as a child growing up. And I watched her buy properties, fix them up, and that type of thing. But never really thought a lot of it, because I
right.
didn't want to be in there painting and changing locks and all the stuff she tried to have us do when we were kids. I hated it. But one thing that my mother did tell me that always stayed with me is that when you buy property, always buy units so that you can have money coming in, not just money going out. So when I made the
Mm,
decision to make my first investment in real estate, I bought a fourplex in Leimert Park, which I still hold to this day. I bought it back in 1999. And
yay for you.
I've had it for almost 20 years. It's been my saving grace. From that building, I've purchased 8 other pieces of property that I've been able to leverage and invest in. And that's where I started doing my Airbnb business. And I got started in Airbnb because working in entertainment, I have a lot of friends and associates that knew that I had a background in real estate with insurance and loans and that type of thing. And a friend of mine who has her own studio, friend and sorority sister, she was looking for a locations manager for a film project that she had. So she had 2 films. We were shooting 2 films simultaneously with the same cast as part of a 3-film series. And I had to find 38 different residential locations
Wow.
for the filming. And in that pursuit, I started to reach out to Airbnb homeowners to ask about being able to use their homes to film in. And
Mm,
I'd had many problems over the years with tenants not taking care of my place. I easily have about over $50,000 in unpaid rent that I'll never collect from tenants.
wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And when I saw the Airbnb, when we got to do the filming, I started speaking to the hosts and asking them about their experience. Did they like it? I was in the process of kicking some tenants out. I was going to do some remodeling because they had damaged the place so poorly. I had to literally gut and completely remodel the unit. That's how bad of condition they were in. And so I was looking at how could I better monetize this because I'd lost so much money
Right.
over the years that I would never recoup.
And I
And
want to
all,
just, Shonelle, I
okay.
just want to just kind of want our audience and listening audience to really hear how you're saying that. This is 50 grand of you not going
Yeah,
to recover this money. So when we talk about raw, uncut, and real, this is not a 20 minutes so perfect. I'm going to buy my income property and make
absolutely.
goobobs of money and cash flow. Like this is a real, there's real losses in this. And
Real
we just
losses, yes,
hear
real losses of money, real losses of time.
time.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
People that you thought you had relationships with, you found out that they really didn't care. I've had tenants that would have situations and not be able to pay rent. And I'd say, you know what, no worries, we'll work, we'll figure it out. I'll give you some time. And then they would disappear and move out in the middle of the night after being 3 months behind. I mean, it was
Mm,
terrible, absolutely terrible. Um, because you think that you're helping people and you want, I know it's a blessing to be able to own a building to
right.
provide a home for someone and then to still have so many of those situations. Section 8 I've rented to Section 8, I've rented to homeless people, I've rented to veterans, and I've gotten the short end of the stick with all of them over the years. And so I was really excited to find out about this Airbnb opportunity to see if it was a fit for me so I could better monetize the asset. And so when those owners said, we love it, we're never going to go back, I said, you know what? I'm just going to try it. I had a little bit of change in my pocket, not much. I said, I'd give myself a month. And if it didn't work out, then I could always go back to having regular tenants. And in 2 weeks, I had my first booking. That was over 4 years ago. I've never looked back. Never looked back. Game changer. Absolute game changer.
Game changer. You talk about disrupting industries.
Yes.
This definitely has. And I'm celebrating you. Y'all, look, I keep telling you, do not take what we're doing here for granted on the show, because high, low, I'm watching, I'm listening, I'm reaching out to my colleagues, and I thank you, Shonelle, for taking a snippet of your time and day to come do this. Sure. And because, just as I'm passionate, she is, and this is monumental for me because I've watched her post her rehab from start to finish, all the touches and poster listings of, her properties that she's been doing Airbnb. And I actually didn't learn until I connected with her that she was actually running this as her full-time business. That's next level, y'all. And you have the platform to that, my experience, 24 hours, 7 days a week. You have the support services. I see you have the Airbnb has a community for hosts and community for travelers and guests. It's just really, wow, this is phenomenal. This is phenomenal. So I wanted to talk about a little bit as the work that you've been doing, because you have been sought out and you continue to be sought out to mentor hosts. What is that experience like? And it'd be great when they start paying you to travel and go I want you to go nationwide, right? Because you also have property outside of Cali, right?
I don't own property outside of California anymore. I have invested outside of California.
Oh, you invested. That's what I caught. I saw that you were investing outside. Okay.
Right. When I was doing my buy and hold strategy, which I'm now actually going full circle and revisiting again. I'm now looking out of state at different places where I can do Airbnbs actually.
Listen to that, y'all. She said she's now doing her buy and hold strategy. Okay, so if you didn't get hip to, what we're doing, the market it's going to do what it's going to do.
Definitely. And so over the years, just as people have seen what I've done with my units and just me talking about it, different experiences that I've had, I have a number of friends that own property, and I try to make the recommendation anytime I know that someone that owns property or is looking to buy property, or they have property in another state that they're thinking about selling, I really encourage them to look at this opportunity because it's a great way to make money. You're going to make above market returns on your places. There's so many benefits with doing Airbnb. I'm in and out of my units all the time, so I can better maintain them. They are cleaned constantly. Right. I've had major damage to my places with tenants that saw that there was a water, I had water bubbling off the walls, the paint making bubbles off the walls from water, and tenants not telling me about that until the damage is so severe. Right. It's major repairs. And so, but I'm in my units all the time with Airbnb. They're constantly cleaned. I definitely make more money than market rate rents. The money comes directly into my account, so I don't have to chase money. I don't have to go to eviction court. I know when you're leaving before you ever show up. So if I don't particularly care for how you plan to use the property, some people are coming to parties, some people are loud, some people might be inconsiderate. It's not common, but it does happen because people are on vacation. They're only here for 3 days. Let them have fun, and then they'll be gone. Right. If there's an issue, I can address it, but I know it's just a temporary thing as opposed to a permanent tenant. So it, in so many ways, it just works out really, really well. And I absolutely, absolutely love this business model. Absolutely love it, and recommend it to all of my friends. I've probably gotten about three friends who actually latched on to what I was saying, followed what I was saying, and actually did it. I talk to a lot of people. I share with them the opportunity. I try to answer as many questions as possible. But a lot of people are all talk and no action.
90-10. It's 90-10. Only 10% will actually do it. I mean, that's,
Yeah. And that's for a variety of reasons. People have, other demands, other interests. They have full-time jobs, and I completely understand that. But for those who actually have taken me up on what I've been able to offer them, they're very happy. They love me to death.
Yay. That is great. That is so great. I wanted to hone in because there are two things that popped in my mind when you're talking about those who are thinking about selling and they should be looking into this. Yes, it does require, I guess, to still be involved. Is there... So, and this might be something you might want to consider if you're local. I mean, you almost kind of go into PM of managing someone's Airbnb, maybe for a fee. I don't know how that works. But for older people who are looking for a means to create income, especially at this time where pensions are fixed, and they kind of have extra spaces, or especially our older, our elders, our predecessors who have large footprints, and maybe 2 stories now need to come downstairs, and now they've got a whole top floor that's empty.
Absolutely.
Talk to us about that. Talk to us about possibilities with that, and how maybe we can support that person to just maintain property and still be able to create a residual income from it.
Absolutely. That's one of the things that I commend Airbnb on, and I personally have chosen Airbnb because it's the best fit for me in terms of their business model. But there are a number of short-term rental platforms out there: VRBO, TripAdvisor, Flipkey, HomeAway, Bookings.com. There are many other websites other than Airbnb. But I really commend Airbnb because they have approached this from a community model. There's a deep belief in hosts and guests as a community that supports one another and help one another. And so Airbnb actually just recently established a partnership with the NAACP to help more African-American property owners learn to pursue the short-term rental opportunity if they're interested. And I've made myself available as a resource to help answer questions. I think the biggest thing is that you need to just ask questions and learn. Don't be afraid that, someone I don't know is in my property. Most of the people that are traveling are just absolutely wonderful people. Take really great care of my take really great care of the properties. They really are. And most of the time, they're not even in the property during the day. They're in Los Angeles to do whatever it is they're doing, and they're really looking for a comfortable place to sleep. Some families are taking vacations that they otherwise wouldn't be able to take because of the expense. Because the expense is much more reasonable than getting multiple hotel rooms. And so I really encourage our seniors, our elderly, empty nesters, anyone that's on a fixed income. You might be disabled, but you might have a home or you might have space to get your questions answered. I'm certainly available. I'm happy to help anyone. Airbnb has a great resource center on their website. So does HomeAway, to just learn about what is involved and see if it's a fit for you. Because if you're open and you're welcoming and you enjoy connecting with people, I've met people from all over the world that come right over to the Crenshaw area in Leimert. They don't know anything about Boys in the Hood. They don't know anything about the Shaw. The guy from Germany doesn't know anything about that.
Right.
The guy from Portugal doesn't know anything about that. He's just looking for a place that's convenient to where he wants to go and is a fit for how he wants to enjoy the city while he's here. And so your home, wherever it is, could actually be the perfect fit for a guest who's looking to have some time in our city, or even someone that's not so far away, that's within the United States, a little bit closer to home. So research, ask questions, don't be afraid, get the information. It is out there, and learn about it to see if it's a fit for you. Because if it is a fit for you, it's something that could really change your life in the most wonderful way and put a lot of money in your pocket.
Look at that. I love that. And a great segue, since you're saying reach out, ask questions. I've got your email up, blakeinsurancegroup@gmail.com. Is there a number you would like to share?
At Yahoo.
At yahoo.com. Excuse me. Let me go to blakeinsurance@yahoo.com.
I know I need to step up and get a Gmail. I need to step up and get my Gmail. I know it's Yahoo. Yahoo is almost like having an AOL these days. I know,
and you know what I do have? I still do use my AOL account.
Yes,
and I still do.
The early interneters.
Right, exactly. My business partner laughs at me about it all the time. He was like, but they did a study that was telling about those who had the AOL. They were like, they make more money than. So Blake Insurance Group @yahoo.com. So I definitely am going to redact the Gmail. Do not use that. You're not going to get her. Blake Insurance spelled out group @yahoo.com. Shonelle, did you want to leave a number?
Absolutely. And this is, my personal cell. I don't mind getting the phone calls. It is at 323-363-3631.
Say that again.
323-363-3631.
Got it. Contact Shonelle. Okay, so we've got tons of valuable information, and people who are going to be listening to us on the replay are going to definitely be thinking about this from a different perspective, because especially when you have someone who's saying, I have actually now do this full time because it makes more financial sense, as opposed to dealing with the tenants that oftentimes, and I'm actually doing this in a transaction now with processing an eviction of a tenant who the owner actually was not checking on the property. So one thing, check on your properties, people. Check on your properties. Don't just assume tenants are treating your home like you treat your home. So it comes with the good, the bad, and the ugly. And this is just really us being very, very transparent about this business, because you'll have people tell you about get the tenants and start collecting rent, and that's all you have to do. No.
Yeah, I mean, I've had wonderful, wonderful tenants over the years, and I've had some really challenging tenants over the years. And I think that what it comes down to, even for the best of people, when they have circumstances, when their situation changes, they're going to always prioritize themselves over you. Always.
That makes sense.
And it's a human thing to do, and I understand it and I get it. But at the end of the day, it still creates a loss for me. And I don't want to take losses in my life because you're taking losses in your life. Because I have the ability to influence the choices to change the loss from happening. So I need to put myself in the position where I'm not taking those L's. I'm not taking those L's. And thank God for Airbnb, because I'm not taking those L's anymore.
Okay. Hashtag I'm not taking L's.
I'm not taking
I love it. Shonelle, so we've got you plugged in. Contact, and definitely for those of you who may have missed any of it, you can definitely reach out directly to me. Connect, build, and share on all social media at LA Super Agent. I'll get you connected with Shonelle. She is in Cali, but I mean, she's doing her thing. I definitely know this is someone who's versed. She is sought out to do the consult. She has definitely got people started. She said it. They're all smiles. They're happy. Everybody's winning. She's not taking L's. I'm telling you. So, so share with us what is next with Shonelle. What's new and coming? Because I feel something more is brewing with you. There's more to do.
I was up literally until 3:00 last night working on my newest Airbnb. I have my units that are in Los Angeles and Leimert, but I also have now 2 units that are in Inglewood. So I'm getting my second Inglewood unit right down the street from the Forum. and where the new stadium is going to be together. And I'm really in a growth and expansion mode with Airbnb. I'm actually exploring out of state opportunities. I've been doing some traveling. I've been in Nashville. I've been in Vegas. Next month, I'm headed to Dallas and to Cleveland, where my dollar can go a little bit further in terms of property acquisition, but I can still command the same nightly rates as I do in Los Angeles.
Right.
You know, I was just in Nashville. Hotels in Nashville are literally $350 to $450 a night.
Wow.
A night in Nashville, of all places. So I would love to be able to take advantage of that because it increases my profit margin versus places here in Los Angeles. So I'm expanding here, but I'm also expanding, looking out at more out-of-state opportunities as well. And because so many people are starting to come to me to ask me about, hey, Shonelle, how do you do it? How does this work? Tell me about it. I really want to be able to take my consulting for Airbnb and developing a program more seriously. So I'm in the works on that as well to try to have further reach with those people that are ready to move, those people who know that this is something that they'd like to look into and take advantage of. So that's kind of on my horizon. And I'm so excited because it's so much fun.
Yay.
It is so much fun. I didn't even think that I was good at decorating. I really didn't. My first Airbnb, I tried to hire a friend in the entertainment business who does set design. I tried to hire two different people to decorate my unit for me, and both of them wound up not being able to do it. So I had to do it myself. And I'm pretty good at it.
Yay!
I'm pretty good at it. So much so that in addition to my Airbnb business, you know, I'm flipping now. I'm remodeling. People have come to me and said, hey, can you remodel my kitchen? Can you remodel my bathroom? One of the units that I have in Inglewood was through a gentleman who tried to connect me with an older woman who was interested in Airbnb, but she felt like it was too much work for her. Right. So I became her tenant and rented out her unit so that I could do the Airbnb business. So it wound up being still a win for her. It's been a wonderful relationship with this woman, but her unit needed to be remodeled. And so she paid for it. I did the remodeling. So now her asset has been improved. My guests love it. And more people have been able to see my actual design remodeling work. So it's even spawned other revenue streams for me just from starting to do Airbnb and putting the Airbnb units together. So you never know what doors will open just from taking action. There is something in the doing. Yes. And I'm such a believer in that. Yes. There is something in the doing. And it doesn't matter what demands you have on your life. It doesn't matter how much you got going on. It's possible if you're determined to find a way. My grandmother was the first Black valedictorian at San Francisco State who was a postal worker and decided that she wanted to do more. And my grandmother with 7 children took a pursuit of education and did not stop until she had her PhD and became valedictorian with 7 kids, 7 children.
I thank you for sharing that too. Yes, we love to really honor those who have set the bar, because I am in that right now. I'm in an opportunity of carrying forth legacies, doing ancestral work, and it really is an honor for me to continue to be that conduit. So thank you for taking that moment to acknowledge those who have come before us and did the work.
And we learn from them. My grandmother was an inspiration to let me know, you know what? And it's in a lot of ways, some things were harder back then. Doors were closed that are open to us now. As African Americans, as women, as people of color, as just American citizens, there are ways to get things done. So I really want to encourage the listening audience, whatever you're dealing with, there's a way. There is a way, and you can find it if you're determined, because people have done it before us. Let's look at their lives and learn and be inspired and take action.
I love it. I love it. On that note, we're going to wrap this up. Very powerful. Shonelle, I love you. Thank you.
I love you.
You have brought so much value to this whole concept of what I seek to do through the platform and the mission, because it's more than one way. There's more than one way to make income. You've created a business out of this, and I commend you and congratulations. And you absolutely touched on everything that was important when we're talking about creation, opportunity, because I heard so many gems, so many what I call real estate gems and what you've shared. And I've learned, I always share with my audience, I become master student in this position, and I listen to master teachers. So I thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, you guys, we are going to get ready to sign off. Be sure to connect, build, and share. Let someone know what we're doing. Again, the show supports our mission of Real Estate 100 Youth Foundation. Again, learn about what we're doing with the nonprofit. And thank you all for tuning in and supporting. We'll see you next week on Ready, Set, Real Estate. See ya.